couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass.
Knock it off!
The second half, we couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our totally kicked.
Knock it off!
We've got to be the dumbest team in America in terms of playing the game. And I'm highly critical because of the way we give games away. We give them away, period. And it's embarrassing, and I represent that, and I apologize for that. That's the best we can do. That's a sad problem.
Knock it off!
It's a playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. Are you kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Knock it off!
The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown them.
Knock it off!
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
You play to win the game.
Knock it off!
Hello? You play to win the game.
Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on in the state of football? What's going on? It is October 15th, 2023. This is Legit Fantasy Football, brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. Joining me on this Sunday, as always, brother Ray. What's up, Ray?
What's going on, Mike? How we doing today?
Doing good. Did you notice now that StreamYard has we can do video backgrounds? You see how the orange is moving?
Yeah, they're really stepping up their game, StreamYard. I really like kind of what they're offering now. I mean, it's just not the generic backgrounds. I mean, the moving backgrounds is great.
So high tech. So high tech. You know what I mean?
That's us, man. That's us. Cutting edge.
When I think about cutting edge and high tech, I think of Mastradamus M1. What's up, Matt?
How we doing, gentlemen?
Great.
We're doing good. How are you
I'll
doing?
tell you, this week more than any other week, it's hard to even decide who's going to take the game. Let's get into it.
There's some really weird ones. Really like odd 1.5 games that don't make sense.
Real quick, nothing's real quick with me but one thing. But anyway, I'm doing my survivor pool picks, right? And I didn't know what to do. And I just threw it against Baltimore. I look like a genius.
Yeah.
That one right there, to me, I was like, Baltimore could go in there and lay right down and lose this game. They could be the team that they were last week. Pittsburgh's almost identical to who Tennessee is. And I went with Baltimore. I'm feeling happy right now, but let's see how the second half goes.
Joining us, Shawn the comedian, Captain Picard. What's up, Shawn?
Good morning. Great day for football. But
Yes, sir.
I actually got up this morning. Matt, you got to lower, I think, the volume because I can hear
I know.
me.
I want to get my headphones in, but I don't know how the hell they're not working. Give me a second.
I woke up and I went outside I'm like, because I woke up at 4. I was discussing this with Matt before, how you hit a certain age and your body won't sleep. And I'm like, all right, so I'm up at 4, middling around. I'm like, I'm going to go catch hey, Ray, just me and you right now. I'm going to go catch the sunrise. And it never rose. It never rose, Ray. It never rose. I never saw the sun. I just was like, I guess not. But what I wanted to go over was really quickly our locks of the week, what we promote the most. Once again, last week we were 3 of 4. 3 of 4, that's 75%. You put $100 on all 4 games. Guess what? You come up ahead. And you know what's weird is I went 4 for 4 on the 4 o'clocks, and then I get the 8 o'clock right. I went 5 straight. Like I was not very good in the 1 o'clock. I think that's supposed to be Matt. There he is. And can you hear me, Matt?
Little muffled.
Matt, can you hear me? Matt can't hear me. So anyways, 5 for 5 Ray on the 4 o'clocks. So now did not do well on the 1 o'clocks as well as I would like to. But I made up for it. I think me and you both have a good wins.
Can you hear me?
It was Matt.
A little bit.
Matt's in the dark. Matt, just take the headphones out and go, and I'll just go with the volume, and we'll deal with what we got to deal with.
Sounds like he's having transmission issues too. Like the
He sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher, right? I'm going to give them a second to come back before we get into the games today.
I actually had something I wanted to talk about, King. I'll tell you what, Vinny the Cop was dead on last week. I mean, he could not have been more right. I mean, watching that game, everything he brought up, unfortunately for Giants, came to fruition.
It's like he almost knows the team really well. He actually, if you go back and watch this video, he called out the offensive linemen for how bad they were. And I want to give Vinny props for stating that Azudu should not be at left tackle. Just something that Ray.
That was apparent, by the way. That was apparent.
A puppet knew this. The Giants didn't figure it out, but a puppet knew this. That's my point with the Giants. Like, Vinny the Cop was dead on because it's just so friggin'ly ridiculously common. Like, come on, man. Evan Neal should be at least there at left tackle. Like, I still don't get that. You take a left guard, a guy who got drafted out of college as a guard, you put him at tackle. No. I just say no to that. You know what I mean? Back with us is Captain Picard.
Hey. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties over here in Cumberland.
Hey, TDs are okay as long as they're not VDs. Now, Shawn, Brother Ray was just bringing up the fact that Vinny the Cop, who's a puppet, was 100% right on the Giants' offensive line and seemed to know more about the Giants than the Giants do. So, Shawn, why do you think a puppet would know more about the offensive line than the Giants?
Well, easy. A puppet is, some would say, more established. Living in Sesame Street, they know the ups and the downs, the rights and the rounds. They know it all. And it's not just something that comes easy to puppets. It's something they're born with.
So,
and on the other hand, the Giants' general manager is a Muppet. So Muppets versus puppets, I mean, it's no challenge. I mean, you know this.
Yeah, I do know this. Yeah. I'm going to get into the games, Ray, but I'm going to give Matt one last second because what's going to happen is we're going to get into the games. Matt's going to pop back on, and then he's going to make us go back through the games. That's what usually happens. But let's start it off. Let us get the ball rolling on this Sunday of games where there's teams playing each other where they both stink, and I can't figure out who stinks more. Right? The Commies travel to Atlanta, Hotlanta. The Falcons are favored by 1 at home. The over-under is 42.5. What do you make of this game?
Yeah, I have it as 1.5, but I mean, this is, again, one of those games where it could very easily go either way. I mean, both these teams have been up and down. Although Atlanta, you got to give them credit. They came back and beat Houston last week. And, I mean, Houston's is a good football team. And Atlanta, give Ritter credit. He drove the field at the end of the game and got the winning kick. Their defense played well last week. Washington, I mean, I think at some point that coach has to be fighting for his job, has to be on the hot seat. I like Atlanta in this. I'm going to take them because they're home. Again, I think it's a toss-up. They give them 1.5. So in some circles, 1. I'm going to take Atlanta here. I'm going to go with the over because I don't think anyone's going to stop anyone in this game. But I'm only taking them because they're home, and they seem like they're building a little bit of momentum.
All right, Shawn. I can see Matt's trying to get back on. So we'll. What do you think of this game, Shawn?
I'm going to have to agree with Brother Ray on this one. I mean, you look about Mac Jones. Mac Jones can't do anything. Mac Jones isn't even the quarterback that Ritter is, which is a great thing to say out loud. So with that being said, I'm going to take Atlanta because I think they're actually better coached.
All right. Let's see if I can get Matt's opinion on this. Matt? You can hear me. It's the Commies against the Falcons. You're muted. Falcons are beaten by 1.
I like Atlanta in this one.
All right. So here's my issue with this game. That's Matt's thing. How good is the pass rush from the Falcons?
I mean, their defense, I thought coming in they'd be better this year. They did add some help through free agency. They spent a lot of money. They haven't really seen the results yet. Howell is mobile.
Yeah, he's also Daniel was in the running.
Most sacked, right? Most
breaking the record. Yeah. Howell does not do well against pressure. But if you take the pressure off, he's not that bad. Still, in a 1-point game, I got to go with Atlanta. Although I'm not very confident in this pick. As the NFC East whisperer, if they don't get pressure on Howell, I can see the Commies staying in this game, because they both stink, in my opinion. But I think the Atlanta has just again though Ritter. I mean, you know what it is? It's so hard to bet on a team with a quarterback like that I have no clue what he's going to do week in, week out. Right? I just haven't figured that kid out yet. But I got to go with the Falcons just because it's one at home. I like the way Matt froze. That's a very nice profile of him. Shawn, Minnesota is traveling to Chicago. The Vikings are favored by 3. The over-under is 44. Now, if I'm correct, the last game the Bears played was on a Thursday night, the day that Dick Butkus died, and they blew up. But here come the Vikings. I don't know. What do you think of this game?
I don't see Minnesota actually winning this game. I think Chicago's going to win it. I think when you talk about Fields being out of his mind the last 2 games, when you talk about Minnesota being without Jefferson, you talk about Chicago getting extra rest. I think that's pretty much a pretty easy math problem right there. Equals Chicago winning.
All right. You got Chicago. Ray, what do you think of this game?
This game, Chicago, you'd give them credit. Their defense did play well last week. Their defense closed the game, and I didn't expect that, and they haven't done that in the past couple of weeks. And obviously the offense has been really great with Justin Fields. However, I am actually going to go with Minnesota this week, and the reason I'm going to go with Minnesota is because of Flo. If you look at Flo, what he did with the Dolphins, whenever they played the Ravens, Flo would come up with a game plan to stop Lamar from running. And he did a pretty effective job of handling and putting pressure and taking that away from Lamar. I think he'll have a game plan for Justin Fields today. And I know Justin Jefferson is out, and that's probably why the line is a little, it's not as big as it should be. But I like Minnesota today, given 3 at Chicago. They played well the last 2 weeks, but there are still problems there. So I'm going to go with Minnesota laying the 3. I think Flo's going to come up with an answer for Fields.
Now, Shawn, if I asked you what Flo made a comment, would you know what it would be?
Well, Flo, I don't really trust because she wants me to bundle my home and auto. But when I look at Flo versus Patrick, who does State Farm, of course you got Kelsey there now too, and Kelsey having having Taylor Swift means that it's progressive, which of course means that Chicago's going to win. It's simple math. I just keep on saying it.
I was thinking more kiss my grits.
Oh, that's true too. Well, Mel, let's take the high road.
Flo, Mel, kiss my grits.
Kiss my grits.
With that said, though, I got to go with the Vikings. I just still think they're a better team. I think the Bears played over their heads in that game, which they should have. I think there's a letdown this week because they're just playing a team like the Vikings, a team that knows them well enough. So I don't have Matt's pick on that, but I'm going to go with the Vikings.
And let me just say the under is a really good bet today because the wind is going to be absolutely atrocious in Chicago today. The over-under is 44. I would definitely go with the under today. I think that's a strong bet.
Yeah, I got to save some time at the end because I have some fantasy questions of my own. Holy cow! I don't know who to start this week. Like I'm in a conundrum of I don't know what I'm doing. All right, let me go to the third game. The Seahawks traveled to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's favored by 3. The over/under is 45. Now, this game, my gosh, I was like, I don't really know. I don't know. I have no clue. Like, it comes down to how bad is Cincinnati? Because Cincinnati should beat the Seahawks. They should beat the Seahawks. Like, so how bad is Cincinnati? What kind of problems is in the Natty? With that said, I still got to go with Cincinnati because I don't like the Seahawks. I don't think they're that good. So I like the 3. If it was more than 3, maybe I wouldn't go with them. Hold on. Matt?
Yes, sir.
Vikings -3 against the Bears. Who do you like?
It's the Bears today. I like what Brother Ray says. I do think the Vikings could be that team, but I like the Bears, and they're on the upswing. They're figuring things out.
All right.
And when it comes to the Seattle, I have Seattle today. I think Seattle gets it done.
All right. So we got that out of you before you disappeared on us. Shawn, what do you like? Seattle or the Bengals? Bengals are favored by 3.
I think with everything that's going on with Cincinnati, they're still in it to win the division, one of the tougher divisions, and I think they get it turned around today. T. Higgins is back, supposedly. So Cincinnati over Seattle.
Raymond, what do you like in this game?
I got to agree with Matt. I like Seattle coming off the bye healthy. I think this is a game that they win. Cincy has been up and down. I mean, they played better last week. Burrow looked really good last week, but I don't know. I think Seattle. There's something telling me that Seattle getting the points this week, coming off the bye and healthy, than they have been all year. I like Seattle in this.
All right. I think Seattle stinks out loud. I'm just being honest with you about that.
And I think since he stinks a little more.
That's what I'm worried about. That's the worry. But I got to go with the better team. When it comes down to 2 teams that stink or that are playing bad, you always go with, in my opinion, the better team. It should be the Cincinnati Bengals.
King.
Yep.
It's true that Chase put his hands on Taylor. That's crazy. Then he went out and had a great game. But if it's getting to the point where the star player is putting his hands on the coach, that's not good.
No, and that's another guy who wants look the trade deadline, right? And the rumors on every team about the trade deadline is ridiculous because how are all these players going to get traded? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all these people want to be traded. Everybody's trying to get rid of people at the trade deadline. The Giants are like a fire sale, like, and it's like they're trying to trade people that are injured all the time. Good luck. Good luck with that. Like, good luck with that. So Matt, while I got you, the 49ers are going to Cleveland, and the 49ers are favored by 9.5 with an over-under of 36. That's rare.
I love the under. I love the under in this game. I would stay cautious of taking the 49ers with the 9.5. I'd probably go with PJ Walker and the Browns. This is not a bad Browns team, but that's why I really like the under. I think both defenses are going to it's going to be a mud bowl. And windy, crazy wind. Give me the under as the lock in this game, and I would favor the Browns with the 9.5.
All right, Raymond.
I agree completely with Matt and everything he said. I love Cleveland getting the points today. Another team coming off the bye at home in bad weather. I think the Niners made a statement game last week. I think, not to say that there'll be a letdown, but I love Cleveland's defense. I think they'll keep it close. So, but the under is another great play here. In addition to the Chicago game, I'm taking the points, the 9.5. Love Cleveland.
Shawn, what are your thoughts on this game?
I think differently. I see San Francisco rolling Cleveland and rolling PJ, putting PJ to bed. And then, I like the over for some reason because I think that defense is going to score for San Francisco. I think it's going to be, I don't know, a rough day for Cleveland, as many days are in Cleveland. So, I'm taking San Francisco.
So, in my head, I'm thinking, can Frisco beat the Browns by 10? Well, of course they can. Can the Browns stick around in this if it's a running game? Maybe. Maybe not. The problem is the over-under of 36 is telling me they don't expect a lot of points, period. Right? Period. So you say someone's going to win by 10 and a 36-point over-under is telling me that they're looking for a shutout, quite honestly. Like they're looking for like a shutout or a 13-3 game, and you still lose.
Yeah.
So I got to go with the 49ers just based on the math of it. Like, they're going to win by 10.
I thought you were just going to say the opposite, and then you went with the Niners.
No, I got to go with the Niners based on the math of it. Like, I think the 49ers can win by 10. And I think that they're looking for a shutout. So it might be like 10-0, 13-3 Niners. They win by 10. 9.5, they cover.
Okay.
So I like I like the 49ers. Next game would be the Saints -1.5 playing the Texans, the Houston Texans. Now, Ray, what do you think of this game? Over under is 42.5.
I think both these teams are ascending. I like Houston. We talked about that all season. They played a heck of a game last week. Almost had that win. Quarterback is just he's breaking records left and right. No interceptions yet at all in the 2023 season. New Orleans beat up on a really bad Pats team. So looking at this, I like Houston's defense. I know they didn't stop Ritter last week, but I'm still going to go with them at home, even without Tank Dell, who's not going to play today. I'm going to take the 1.5 at home. I don't know. I just like Houston. There's a vibe about them that I like. And I think the Pats made New Orleans look a lot better. They made a lot of stupid mistakes, a lot of turnovers. And that really was the difference in that game. So I'm taking Houston with the 1.5, and I'm going to go with the under here at home.
All right. I'm going to follow that up with I also like Houston at home against the Saints. I just think that they might be a slightly better team, but I think they're at least a better team at home, and they're getting points at home. So I got to go with Houston. And you just jinxed that poor kid into his first interception. Yeah, he'll throw one today. You could, if there's a bet line on that, go bet it now because the jinx is in. Once that's brought up like that, you know that kid's throwing an interception early. Shawn, your thoughts on this game?
I almost changed my pick just because of Ray jinxing him. But I'm sticking with my gut because it's huge. And I'm going with Houston because I think they're a good team that stays in a lot of games. So, good times. Houston.
Great oldies. B101.
That's right.
Matt?
Well, the record that C.J. Stroud broke was held by Dak Prescott there for 5 games, first 5 games into his career. And I love C.J. Stroud. I love everything what the Texans are going on. I can be completely wrong about this, but I'm going to go with the Saints for the defense. I just feel like there's more on that side of the ball than what Houston has. So let me get with the Saints and go with the under.
Okay, going with the Saints. All right, let's see. Going into the Colts and Jaguars game, Matt, I'll let you lead with this one. The Jaguars, one of your former teams, is favored by 4 at home over the Colts, and the over-under is 43.5. Your thoughts?
It's like I talked it to fruition. I made this happen. The show a few weeks ago, I said, I love Pittman, but if only Anthony Richardson could get injured. And he got injured. And it looks like it could be for the year. And I think that they get the most out of their wideouts. And you know what? They weren't going to bench the young man, 4th pick overall. I don't expect JT to be back in swing, but this is a great matchup. This is pretty much for the lead of the AFC South, and there's been something wrong with the Jaguars, and Granted, they had a good victory last week against the Bills, but I think it's more along the lines of the Bills are in a letdown spot after a big victorious game against the Dolphins. And the Jaguars are still somewhat in a funk. Give me the Colts with the points. I think the Jaguars win. This is a field goal game. And I give you the under. I think this is a run fest. T-Law has not been looking, the pot. Neither has Calvin Ridley. So give me the Colts with the points. I expect the Jags to win the game. Give me the under.
Now, Ray, I'm going to make my pick really quick. I, too, am with the Colts, and for a different reason. Minshew Magic. My man wants to beat Trevor Lawrence in a head-to-head matchup and just show Jacksonville. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a lot in this game, personally, I would think. He wants to win this game. So, with that said, I like the Colts with the spread. Right?
Yeah, I mean, this is a grudge game for Minshew. I mean, he was a quarterback there for a couple of years, so he wants to win this. He wants to show the Jags that hey, I can play in this league. However, having said that, I like the Jags. I like their defense. I know they've had a couple of hiccups, but I think they showed you last week. I mean, a lot of that at the end of the game was garbage time that the Bills scored. I like their running attack. I think Etienne is coming into his own. We saw a little bit from Ridley last week. I don't know. I'm going to take the Jaguars, only giving 4 at home. And I'm going to go with the over because I think Minshew is going to make it a shootout.
All right. Right now, what? Baltimore's beating Tennessee 18-6.
Yes.
Baltimore's up 18-6 in that snooze fest of a game. 18-6. Boy, when they play in England, those games are tremendous, aren't they?
Oh, the best.
Horrible. Just horrible.
And listen, we made a mention about the turf the other day, and Brother Ray, you were wrong. That's cement out there. That's cement.
Hard as rock.
Hard as rock. Not grass. Not grass out there.
They're not. Listen this way. They're not making me want to move my franchise in Madden to England. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be there. I don't like it at all. So, all right. Me and Ray went. Ray went with the Jags. Shawn, who do you like?
Let me say one more thing. They're talking about, and I think we talked about this last week. They're talking about having an overseas Super Bowl. There was another article about it this week. And if they have,
how pathetic would that be?
On the cement, starting at 3 p.m. English time. So that will be what? 8 o'clock a.m. here. So yeah, sounds like a good time. And but today I think it's too much Kirk. It's too much Ridley. The point spread kind of like entices me, but I'm gonna stick with the Jags for some reason.
All right, so we split on that one. Let's go to our final 1 o'clock game. Ray, Panthers are going to your Dolphins. I have it last at the Dolphins at 14. What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm going to have to go. I know last week I shied away from the point spread against the Giants. This week I'm going to go with Miami, given the 14. And the reason I'm doing it is Fangio, we've had some struggles so far, but he's going to find a way to limit Bryce Young. I mean, I think that's the key to me, the fact that he is going to take things away from Bryce Young. And I think, even without Achane, Closer, if they have an answer, they're going to run the ball today because that's what they've been doing. And they've actually this year, the Dolphins look dynamic at home. That has not been the case in previous seasons, and I've shied away from them at home. I like them today, given 14. And I'm going to go with the under here, but I love Miami today.
Shawn?
Couldn't agree more. Miami, I think, is just outmatching them. I think speed kills today, and I think you're going to be looking at a whole lot of running after they put it away early, but they still win by 14.
Yeah. So here's my thoughts on this really quick. Even if the Panthers score points and try to keep up in this game, Miami can outscore them by 14. Now, the one thing I'm worried about is I don't think the running game is going to be as good. It can't be as good because you just lost somebody who kept breaking away from everybody and running for 80 yards. So does Miami offense take a bit of a hit in the running back? Yeah, they do, of course. They just lost some kid who was amazing. But they still have wide receivers and all kinds of people and a really good defense. And the Panthers got a young rookie quarterback. So I got to go with Miami minus 14. Matt.
It's my lock of the week. I got Miami covering this spread. This the team with the highest point differential against the team with the worst point differential. And there's just no way that the Panthers can keep up. Over under is going to be a little tough because I actually tuned into a Panthers little podcast there, and they plan on playing kind of a zone, letting it happen in front of them, death by poke. They want to have it. They want to have the offense. They're not letting anything get behind them today, but that's fine because we've seen Tua be able to destroy that also. And if you want to keep on giving little hitches and little dumps, they'll do that. But I got to disagree with you, King. I think that Mosert's going to find his holes. He's the fastest player in the NFL. He hasn't been able to hit those rails and get up there with Achon and Hill, but he's got a case for the fastest player in the NFL too, and he'll be okay.
All right, so the question that was just asked is start Tua or Fields. I'm worried Miami kills the game too early and run the ball. I can answer that really quick because I'm a Giants fan. Miami doesn't kill the game. They just keep playing. And there's a thing called
they're going for records.
There's a thing called yak, right? You can let everything happen in front of you. Good luck catching up to those guys and making the tackle. They make one move and they're gone. So I would not start Fields over Tua. That doesn't make sense to me, especially with the weather. It's going to be in Chicago. I think that's an easy one. I don't know what you guys think. I would just tell the guy start Tua.
They dropped 70 on Denver. They dropped 70 on the Broncos.
Yeah. He's going for records. He's going for the passing yards, touchdown. You can't ever even question that. You can't have that question.
Tua is in you can't sit him territory, by the way. Not sittable under any circumstances. You have to trot him out every week right now.
That guy, George, that's called overthinking. There's no reason to overthink a stud like that. You just play him, right? You just play him. That's how it goes. So we have two locks, gentlemen, at the 1 o'clock games. We have the Falcons and we have the Dolphins. Those are our 2 1 o'clock locks. I feel pretty good about both of those games. Last week we were 3 or 4 on our locks. Again, if you play $100 per lock, you usually come ahead, if not always. Now, before we go to the 4 o'clocks, I'm going to bring up just a couple of things because
I say something real quick, King.
Go right ahead, Shawn.
So King Henry just scored. So it is 18-13 now. It's becoming a game.
Nice.
So we got
nice.
Surely out England.
I have the Titans in an upset parlay, like a bunch of upsets. So I'd like to see them come back and win this game, to be honest. And I know it's good to see King Henry running again. He's had a slow start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
And these morning games suck.
They do.
They suck. They're worse than Tuesday night games. They're worse than Thursday night games. They suck. That's all I got to say about that. But all right, so a couple things really quick. Matt, we talked earlier, Ray, Brother Ray brought it up about how the puppet, Vinny, basically knew how the Giants' offensive line was going to implode, more so than the Giants, which is strange that a puppet would know more than the Giants, but I digress. This is non-football, but I want to tell Matt this. So what I did, Matt, was I took like 200 some odd intros that I've made for all the podcasts over the last couple of years, and I took 35 SOC songs, and I put them out on SoundCloud. So in the last 4 days, we just broke 85,000 plays.
That's awesome.
That's a lot, isn't it? Is it a lot? I don't know SoundCloud, so I'm like, is that a lot? Sounds like a lot. 85,000.
I think so. I think so. Oh yeah.
Hopefully
Oh
that
yeah.
hopefully that helps Legit Podcast, because I put that as put the name as the artist, Legit Podcast / King Michael. All right, so those are our 2 locks. All right, let's move on to the 4 o'clock games. A group of games that, like, honestly, ugly games, just ugly games. The Patriots. By the way, the biggest rumor going on about the Patriots is Belichick leaving to go coach, and you know who. They're saying that there's more truth to that rumor this year than there's ever been. He's always wanted to finish his career with the Giants. If the Giants end up stinking up the place, and Belichick and the Patriots stink up the place, and Belichick decides to leave, I don't think Shane, as much as he loves Daboll, would think twice about giving Belichick the job. That's all the rumors that I keep hearing as a Giants fan living in New England. So I'm stuck with those rumors. I keep reading them. I don't know what to look into them. I don't really care, but it's out there. So, Ray, the Patriots play the Raiders. The Raiders are favored by 2.5 at home. The over-under is 41.5. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I have it as 3, but I mean, first of all, Bill would love to break Shula's record as a Giant head football coach. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And I think Kraft is ready to pull the plug, to be honest with you. He is not going to hang on to Kraft. I mean, to Bill. So I think Bill, his son, I think they're out of here by the end of the year. This game, I'm going to take the Patriots getting the points here. I think they're going to shake things up this week. You saw they already pulled up, the quarterback from the practice squad. Mac is going to be on a very, very short leash. I think notice has been given to that coaching staff this week. I think they're going to turn it around. Las Vegas, they're still not a smart football team. They're just not a smart football team. And I think Bill's going to own Josh. So I'm going to take the 3 on the road. Raiders had a big win last week. I think there is a letdown. I think the Patriots win this game.
Now, Shawn, Ray brings up a good point right there with Josh and Bill. Bill knowing everything Josh is going to do, because Josh is just doing a weak imitation of Bill. Who do you like in this game, though?
Bill owns his old coaches, no matter whether you're looking at what's his name, Big Fat. I just lost what I was going to say. Yeah, he owns all of his old coaches, so he's definitely going to win. Yeah.
Wow, Matt, scratch again, will you?
Because, but the Patriots, supposedly the rumor is Kraft loves Gerard Mayo and wants Mayo to be their next coach. So I can see definitely Bill going to the Giants, taking a lot of the staff with him, Mayo taking over for the Patriots with the top 5 pick, and a lot of cap room, by the way. So the Patriots, I think, are better positioned without Bill, unfortunately, as much as he's done for us. So with that being said, no one gives a shit about the Patriots' future. We'll just talk about the Patriots' present, where they beat Las Vegas straight up.
All right. Matt?
I'll tell you, right? I've been getting a lot of flack by the king about jumping the ship. But the thing is this, right? I can smell a rat from a mile away with this big snaz. And Bill was so pissed off at Bob Kraft for so long because he could have won a championship with Jimmy G. And then now, how Bill looks, he looks good. He doesn't look good right now. He's putting that all on Kraft, going, see what you did to me? You became the GM. You wanted me to put. I had to draft Mac Jones. I never liked Mac Jones. He is so crazy. He is deliberately doing to Mac Jones to make him look bad, to try and make him look good, right? This wasn't the guy. See how much you deliberately forced my hand? I had Jimmy G. Everything was good. We had the guy. You forced my hand. This is why. This is so insane, but this is from an insane person. Bill Belichick is crazy, and he's holding it against the organization, and he made this organization not even wanting to be a good team for anybody to take over. There's not one player on that team, and he's deliberately doing this, and he is. It's a fact.
Who do you like in the game?
I don't even know because it's so tough. I'm going to go with the Patriots because I just somehow think that the Raiders are going to throw up on themselves a little bit more than the Patriots some way, somehow. I like the under. A lot of throw up, a lot of puke and diarrhea in this one. This is disgusting. But I do believe the Patriots win this game because I think there's no reason to believe in them, and everyone's going to put money on the Raiders, and somehow the Patriots are going to find a way to throw up less.
Yeah.
And I think Will Grant's going to be in there. So if you could put a little prop bet in, if he's got like 10, 12 yards in, go for the over, put 10, 20 bucks on that and take Will Grant. Because I think they like Brother Ray said, we're going to see a different offense. We're going to see new players in there. And who knows what they're going to do. It could be Cunningham, could be Will Grant. I think Will Grant's going to be in there too.
Yeah, I got to go with the Patriots just based on coaching. I mean, yeah, he's crazy, but he's a crazy genius. He really is. Like Belichick is if there's ever been a loophole guy, it's him. Like he's crazy he's just crazy, but he's also a genius. And I don't think Josh McDaniels can coach, period.
I think his genius has passed him by, and I think we take away from Brady when we talk about how smart Bill is.
No, we don't.
I know you would say that because you don't want to give Brady too much credit.
No.
But I think the more we subtract the two of them together, I think that it's evident who was the man behind the curtain.
So then the question is this, and I ask this to every Patriot fan. Tom Brady gets drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Do we know who he is?
It might never happen. No, it might never happen.
So Tom Brady gets drafted by any other team that doesn't have Bledsoe go out, and he gets put into that system with Belichick. Brady goes to the Saints, anywhere else. Do we know who he is?
Probably not.
You're a Pats fan.
Nope.
It's Frankenstein and his monster. It's Dr.
It's a
Frankenstein.
perfect, yeah. It's a perfect, yeah.
That's what I think.
Makes
too.
the monster becomes more powerful.
I think that
when
someone says that it's one guy, not the other, it doesn't even make sense to me because it's like that's the perfect storm right there. If he doesn't go there, Tom Brady doesn't go there. We don't know who he is. And if Tom Brady doesn't go there, does Bill win that first Super Bowl? I don't know. Sure.
But that same year, they just signed Bledsoe for a 10-year, $100 million. So that was 3-4 weeks prior. So they thought they had what they had with Bledsoe. But Dick Rabine is the guy who drafted Tom Brady. But you are absolutely right. I don't know if Brady ever comes to fruition if it's not in the perfect storm. But Bill Belichick probably gave the little sign off on going, yeah, I can work with Bledsoe. Then maybe they win a title with Bledsoe. Maybe. I doubt it. Who knows? But, I agree, Brother Ray. I don't think they do either, but.
I'll go with the Pats. We'll make that a 4:00 lock. I just think they beat the Raiders.
I'm scared to call that a lock game. I'm scared to call that a lock.
You know what it is? I'm not because go ahead, Ray. I'm not a Patriots fan, so I can kind of look at it. But Ray,
the only thing I am worried about is I know there's two players on the Raiders that really want to embarrass New England: Jacoby Myers, and Jimmy G. They want to rub it in as much as possible. That's the only thing that would prevent me from blocking this matchup, and I probably would stay away from it just because of that.
And if you go by
Jimmy G is a way better quarterback than Mac Jones, way better. And I wish that they would have pushed the trigger and had Jimmy G. You guys all knew how I felt about the Mac Jones before the pick. I wish we would have took Xavier Collins, who was the next pick. I was shaking my head. Good first false gold, out of Mac, but they had an easy schedule. It's not been good since. I think the kid's a puss. I think that when you look at the kid and you're in the locker room with him, you easily get down. You can't get behind him. He's a puss.
Hold on a second. Mac Jones.
He's a puss.
I think they haven't surrounded him with talent either. But Mac Jones is a puss, but they give him some of the worst receivers I've ever seen for a lineup. He had one receiver with talent, Myers, and they sent him away. They don't want to. They could have had him for $3 million less the year before.
Captain, now you're talking my language because I think they did that on purpose. And if you think like the way I'm thinking and he's sabotaging the team, you get rid of a player that could actually potentially win you some games. You replace him with Juju with an injured knee.
Yeah.
How much sense does that make? We're quarterback coaches. You know what I mean? And we know better. But that's what I'm talking about. That's what he did. He hates people who talk back, and he didn't do the team the best interest of the team like he always talks about by doing that move. We all know that.
And if we go by Matt's theory, does Belichick throw the game to allow Jimmy G to throw 5 touchdowns so he can be like, I told you so. See what I told you?
Yeah.
See what I told you?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with the Pats, but let's move on. Lions go to Tampa Bay. The Lions are favored by 3. Shawn, who do you like in this game?
You know, my heart keeps on telling me Tampa Bay is going to pull the upset today.
Yeah.
Especially with the depleted Lions. And I normally don't do this, but usually use my head, as small as that brain is in the head. But today, I'm going to use that head, and I'm going to go – no, I'm not. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. I don't know why, but I really like Tampa Bay today.
All right. You don't know why, but you like Tampa Bay. Ray.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of game where Baker Mayfield throws for like 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, there's no justification for it. But I think Tampa Bay matches up well against Detroit. I think they'll be able to corral the run and then put Goff in some bad positions. So you look at this game and you can say, how can Detroit not win it? But Tampa Bay's at home. They're getting 3. I just like them in this spot. I think Baker has been quietly pretty good with the
guys
here. I like the way they match up against Detroit. I'm gonna agree with Shawn. I'm gonna take the 3, and I'm gonna go with the over in this.
You're missing it, guys. When the Pirates come up on a lion, they've got the guns, and the lion is injured. So let me tell you, right? This is why. You got Sam Laporta, who's hobbled. You got turf toe with St. Brown. Josh Reynolds been nice, but he's been ghost when sometimes. You got Jamar Gibbs injured. Monty's been looking good, but I'm telling you, they're hobbled. And when you got a hobbled lion with a buck coming up on you with a gun, you take the lion out. That's what's going to happen today. Bucks win. Absolutely. I'm with Captain.
Okay. You guys like the Buccaneers. I am going to ruin that and go with Detroit. Detroit's still a very talented team, line-wise, defensive-wise, running back. And we keep mentioning all these wide receivers that are out, but they always seem to have more, which I don't understand how that works. I don't know how a team can do that. You know what I mean? Isaiah Hodgins.
Jared Goff having a hell of a year.
Yeah. So I'm going to be the lone wolf, and I'm going to go with the Lions to win by 3. Now, Ray, Cardinals go to the Rams. Cardinals are getting 7. The over-under is 48.5. Who do you like?
Yeah, this is another interesting game. I mean, both these teams, I don't think either one, turned out as we expected. Arizona has been playing pretty well. I think, I don't think they obviously don't care about Kyler Murray. I think they're going to trade him at some point. They're going to try and get something for him. I mean, Stafford's been playing pretty well. I mean, and we were wondering about how was Pakua going to fit in, with the return of the Rams, at full sprint. He's been fine. He fit right in. He's still a stud. It's crazy. I'm going to take the Rams given 7 here. I think Arizona, they played well, but John, with Connor out, I think that takes a lot away. You see Keontae Ingram in there today, the rookie that played well last week. But I think Ingram will get the start. He's a decent throw in there, but I like the Rams here, given 7 at home, and I'm going to go with the under.
All right. Shawn, what do you think of that game?
Could not agree with Ray more. I like Rams. I would have liked them at 8 even. because Arizona, I think Cinderella's up for them as well as they've been playing. I don't think they keep pace with the Rams today.
All right. You like the Rams. Ray likes the Rams. Matt?
He says he would have liked them at 8 even, but I don't. I like Arizona today. I actually was very scared to take the Rams in Survivor pick, and I think there's a chance Arizona can upset them. Divisional game. This division loves to play each other close. Doesn't matter who it is. Give me Zona with the points, but I could see an upset here. Complete money line. I love the way Zona's playing.
So I think Arizona's playing over their head. I think this game gets muddy and it's an ugly game, right? But I still like the Rams to win by 7. Because I just don't like the Cardinals. They're just not a good team. Even though they're playing over their head, they're not a very good team. They're just not. Like, again, any team that blows a lead to the New York Football Giants, how good can they be? How good can they be? The worst team in football.
Yeah.
21 down. I got to go with the Rams. Now we travel over to one of the most ugly visual games you're ever going to see in your life. Like, visually. The worst team in football, well, not as far as record, but just as an organization. The Eagles traveled to the Jets. You get green on green, just ugly uniforms, right? Eagles are favored by 6.5 against the Jets defense. That's kind of how I'm pitching this game. Matt, what do you like in this game? The Eagles minus 6.5 at New York.
I'll be honest with you. You guys might have pushed me the other way with the Rams zona game, but I will say this: the Philadelphia I wanted no part of. They're missing Darius Slay. They're missing a few of their corners. I can see the Jets upsetting the Eagles. The Eagles have not been playing to their ball all year long. The Jets are trying to look for a nut, and they're trying to get their feet on solid ground. I could expect all the role plays for the Jets to have pretty damn good days, fantasy-wise, and I could see the Jets pulling this out. I could see this being their Super Bowl.
Wow. All right. Shawn?
I got to go the other way. Eagles, man. They match up perfectly with the Jets. The only one that I'm thinking for the Jets that's going to do well is Breece Hall. I think if the Jets had a better quarterback, which wouldn't be tough to fall up the stairs, they would make it a game. But I think with the current, it's not going to be that kind of game. It's going to be the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
All right. A bit of a blowout you're expecting, right?
I agree with Shawn on Breece. I think, he showed that last week. We talked about him last week being a player you had to put in the lineup, was going to get the majority of the reps. He delivered. I do like Breece today, but I love the Eagles. This thing is under 7. Are you telling me that this thing is under 7 against the Jets and Wilson? And I know he's been better, but come on. I don't care if the third string defense is in the game. Devonta Smith is going to have a day of days today. He is going to go absolutely nuts, crazy, because A.J. Brown is going to, he's going to have sauce on him. Devonta Smith.
No sauce.
Do it right now. No sauce. Even better. Put him in your lineup right now. And Breece. I think they both 2 good plays today. I love the Eagles in this game. I'm going to go with the under, but I love the Eagles.
All right. Whew. As the NFC East whisperer, I'll give you my breakdown of this game really quick. I like the Jets and the over. I think the Jets score more points this week than they have. I think that the paper boy is getting better in ways.
Yes.
I think the Jets defense can be, without their corners, can still be something up front that bothers the Eagles quarterback, who I will not name. I'm going to go with the Jets, Jets. I think it's going to be like 24-21, right? And then just get over that over-under. And I think the Eagles still win, but I'm going to go with the Jets as far as a pick. All right, we have 3 locks. The Falcons, Dolphins, and Patriots. Now let's go on to the Sunday night game. I want to know why the NFL is so cruel to put the Giants on prime time repeatedly, so that not only I have to be in misery, but the entire country gets to see my misery. And also, thank you to the NFL for the last 3 weeks of the NFL season being something along the lines of Eagles, bye week, Eagles. I don't know why you would do that to a team. Like, how are we finishing up the year? I know playing Eagles twice at the end of the year? No. All right, but let's go to the game. The Bills are. Oh, by the way, I can't just go to the game because listen, the offensive line sucks. A puppet knows more than they do. They don't listen. However, Tyrod Taylor will fit this game better than Daniel Jones would have. Tyrod Taylor is going to play a decent game. Does that mean I think the Giants have a chance? God, no. Aziz Injalari just can't be on the field. Can't do it. Cannot do it, right? You got rookie cornerbacks. You got Ugats Angab. They got nothing. The Giants have nothing, and you just signed Daniel Jones, and now you're worried about, we got to get another quarterback in the draft. It's like, how do we even know what Daniel could have done this year? Because I've watched the games. The guy's not had 2 seconds to make a decision. So if you're telling me that Marino steps in there and he's bang, 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 and the Giants win like 3 or 4 games, I don't believe you. Because that offensive line is so god-awful bad. That Justin Pugh, if you remember him, that's a guy we signed as a left tackle that became a guard for the Cardinals years ago. Signed with us on the practice squad. They're trying to sign that Lyle Collins. We don't know what's going on. We don't have anyone to play on the offensive line, right? And then on defense, how in God's name, what are we going to do if the Bills score quick? What do the Giants do if the Bills go, hey, here we are, ping, 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 there it is, 14-0. Good luck. Tyrod Taylor's got a lot to play for. He'd love to show the Bills up. He would love to. And Cole Beasley is activated. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. But, Ray, the Giants playing the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are favored by 15. The only way I see the Giants winning is, again, to ruin their draft spot. That's something the Giants would do. They'll beat the Bills just so they don't get a good draft pick. But, again, they suck. So, Ray, minus 15 on Sunday night. Who do you like?
I look at this game and, there's a lot of backstories here. Dayball, got that job because of his work.
And he knows Josh.
He knows Josh. He knows that offense, what they're going to try and do. They don't do a lot of things differently than when he was there. Tyrod Taylor was with Buffalo for a very long time too. They thought he was the answer at one point. So I know he's got some motivation in this game. The problem I have though is I think the Bills defense is much better than the Dolphins defense. And after what I saw last week, that scared the crap out of me because, and I don't think Barkley's playing today. I think they're going to sit him. They said they're going to go through, walk through. They're probably going to sit him. Why would you start him yet? So, there's not much to like with the Giants, and I would not normally take a team given 15 in an NFL game. It's really an insult, but they may not want to run up the score because they do like Dayball and there's a good relationship there. But how can Buffalo not win this game by 15? I know they lost last week and they look not good against the Jags, but the Giants don't have that defense. They just don't, and I don't see what they're going to do on offense that's going to change that. So I have to take Buffalo, give them the 15. I'm not going to bet this game, but I have to take Buffalo here, given the 15, and I have to go with the under.
All right. Shawn?
If you're a better, stay away from this game. Don't even touch this game because here's why. If this was on Thursday night, I would take Buffalo all day because Thursday night games are always a snooze fest and you always know someone's going to get blown out. Sunday night, however, like you were saying, King, the Giants I could see winning this game just so they drop out of the top 5 for the picks come draft day. So I am going to throw a dart out and say Giants win to make Mike angry for next week. He's going to be off his chair.
Yeah, I'm at a point where I don't even get angry watching the games. I'm convinced that if I played linebacker for the Dolphins, that I would have sacked the quarterback. All I would have done is I would have stood there and kind of 3 Mississippi and then just ran straight, and I guarantee I would hit him. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it was. You guys had guys that were like rushing the quarterback that don't rush the quarterback. Like that big white goof. He just kept rushing the quarterback, the defensive tackle. They're like, oh, he doesn't usually rush the quarterback, and he was like in on almost every sack. I was like, Jesus, Christopher, like, we can't block anyone. All right, but Matt, who do you like?
This is how I'm going to break it down, King. I feel like Daniel Jones, they should have waited next year, took Justin Herbert, and Tyrod Taylor had the job over Justin Herbert, but it took a needle to the heart to stop him. So since that's the case, he's got to be better than Justin Herbert, which is better than Daniel Dimes, who's not even playing today. So I'm just kidding. None of that even makes sense. I'm going with the Bills. Give me the Bills. Minus the points. Don't listen to me.
So here's what I'm going to say. You got Dayball, who knows Josh Allen, right? You got Tyrod Taylor in there, who's going to know something about what's going on. Cole Beasley knows the Bills very well himself, right? It's a Sunday night game. The Giants have a chance to just squash all the bullshit that's going on in the media by playing one good game. But they suck. So the Buffalo Bills win by 15 because I can't tell you how we're going to score. We scored on defense last week. Take that touchdown out. What are the Giants? The Giants haven't scored a touchdown in the first half all year. That means if the Bills score 2 touchdowns in the first half, it's a 14-0. We're not coming back against the Bills with Tyrod Taylor. Although Tyrod Taylor is actually a decent bet. I think he throws for more yards than anyone thinks he's going to. I think he has a great relationship with what wide receiver on the B team, right? You know this on the second team? Who's he? He throws great deep balls for this kid. He did it all preseason.
White guy, right? The white guy?
Jalen Hyatt.
Oh, Jalen Hyatt.
Tyrod Taylor's got better chemistry with him than Daniel Jones did. That's a fact. Now, Jalen Hyatt can get behind anybody. And Tyrod Taylor will throw him the ball. So expect to see Jalen Hyatt go deep at least 3 or 4 times in this game. Still, the Giants suck. So I got to go with the Bills minus 15. All right. Moving on to the last game, Monday night. The Cowboys at 1.5 are playing the Chargers. Now, good luck trying to figure out this Cowboy team. I mean, good luck. Like, are they really good? Or are they really not good? Because I still haven't figured it out. I'm going to go on a ledge here. I'm taking the Chargers plus 1.5 against the Cowboys. I don't really like the Cowboys. I don't like the Cowboys, period. I hate the organization. I hate the fans. Sorry, I do. I'm going to go with the Chargers, though. I think the Chargers win this game. So, Shawn, you're up. What do you like?
It's a tale of 2 cities, and both cities suck.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to call. Damn it. I got to go with Dallas in this one. Dallas finally shows up. Their defense, I know Chargers can score at any time, and I know Eckler's back, but I think Eckler's got adjustment to do against that front 7 of Dallas. So that's why I'm sticking with Dallas.
Okay. Dallas, Matt?
I'm going to go with the Chargers. I feel like the biggest test that they faced this year, they were right in there with, and that was Miami. Limited them, could catch up with them, and they played them neck to neck. And I like what I see out of the Chargers. And sometimes there's stuff I don't like what I see out of the Chargers, but I think I see a lot more poop out of what I see from the Cowboys, and I don't trust Mike McCarthy. I don't trust either of these coaches. I think I trust next. I'm done.
Yeah, McCarthy stinks. Ray, who do you like?
More backstories here. I mean, You don't think Kellen Moore wants to rub it in Jerry Jones' face
Oh, yeah.
after being let go last year and show him that McCarthy is not a good coach, which we all seem to know. I love
Huge point. Huge point, Ray.
Love the Chargers. I love the Chargers in this game. They're getting 1.5 at home. And Dallas the last couple of weeks has not shown me anything. Pollard's banged up. He's going to play, but he's banged up. And you're getting Austin Eckler back. All Chargers all day. I'm going to go with the under here. It's a high number, 51. But I love the Chargers getting the points here.
All right. So
You're absolutely right with that. Hold on, King. With that Kellen Moore, that offense of the Cowboys has stunk, and it's non-existent. That's at the Chargers now, and that's why we're seeing such explosion with Allen. You're absolutely right. Totally missed that. Yeah.
all right. We got our locks on the board: Falcons, Dolphins, Pats. Ray, let me get into. It's also 21-13. In the Baltimore Tennessee game, 21-13. Let's see. Ray, I'm going to ask you this right away because it's a fantasy question. Ray, I have to start 5, 7 of these guys. Now, I'm starting Alexander Madison and Travis Etienne as my 2 running backs. Okay. Now, I also have Deonta Foreman, who is going to be the lead back for Chicago today, right? I have Ezekiel Elliott, who for some reason I have a feeling today's a day he runs the ball a lot, but I don't know. And then my wide receivers, I have AJ Brown, Mari Cooper in the weather, Josh Palmer, Josh Reynolds, Deebo Samuels, Jalen Waddle, DJ Shark. Ray, does Deonta Foreman warrant any reason to start over AJ Brown, Amari Cooper, Josh Palmer, Deebo Samuel, or Jalen Waddle?
Well, first of all, let's not overthink things. You have to start your studs, okay? Having said that, Deonta Foreman's going to get the rock today. He is the number 1 running back, okay? Mm-hmm. No Rashawn Johnson. Herbert's out. He is the number 1 running back. Bad weather. They're probably going to try and run the ball. But, I mean, you don't want to bench your studs. So you can't bench Amari Cooper, even though, Dorian's in there at quarterback. You have to start your studs. Having said that, I think Foreman is a good play today because he is going to get the ball, and I think he's got something to prove since he's been pushed down that depth chart with Roshan overtaking him.
It's funny, though, how you knew out of those names, I was thinking of Amari Cooper. Waddle, Deebo Samuel, Josh Palmer, Amari Cooper, A.J. Brown. I have DJ Shark and Josh Reynolds, and I'm not playing. I don't like Amari Cooper in that game, and I'm like, ooh, Deonta Foreman might get me like a touchdown or 2. So you think Deonta Foreman doesn't start over Amari Cooper?
I don't think you can sit Cooper. How can they're going to be behind? I think Frisco's. I mean, they're probably going to be behind most of the game. I don't see how you can sit Cooper.
What about Josh Palmer?
I love Palmer.
I think
he gets 9-10 targets.
He's better than the rookie. I know the rookie's been getting a lot of love, but, they think he's just going to come in. And he is the deep guy over Mike Williams, but they haven't really liked him in training camp. Whereas Palmer started over some really good people at Tennessee when he was there. I like Palmer today. He's going to be a target magnet.
I just have, I Palmer to Foreman in that lineup, but I can't figure out where to put him. You know what I mean?
I've said this before on this show. Palmer beat every top SEC corner that we loved in the draft that got selected high. He is. I know he hasn't broke out, but he had very solid numbers last year, and he's getting the opportunity again this year. And the target volume is there. So I love Palmer.
Yep.
I guess I don't get to stop Deonta Foreman, but all right. Ray, what else in fantasy football should we be on the lookout for?
Oh my God. You get a lot of players out there that are going to be playing today. Chuba Hubbard is going to get the rock today. He's going to be the running back 1 for Carolina. Miami hasn't been that great against the run. And he catches the ball, so he can get a lot of receptions today. He's a sneaky DFS play. I love, besides Mostert, Ahmed. Guys, I think Ahmed is going to slip into the Achane role And you've seen what that's done the past couple of weeks. Mostert is not going to get 20 carries a game. That's never going to happen again because we know he breaks down. Ahmed is an unbelievable play today in DFS. Start him if you can. I think Woods for Houston, I think he's going to step in without Tank. I also like for the tight ends, Dawson Knox might be the starting tight end tonight. Kincaid is questionable. They're saying Knox will play. If that's the case, Knox is going to get all the reps at tight end. I like that all day. Dalton Schultz, past couple of weeks, has really woken up for Houston. In Dynasty, he is a great ad because going forward with Stroud, I think you're going to see it's going to be even better and better. He's someone you need to pick up if you can. Other sleepers, Josh Downs has been playing really well the past couple of weeks. He's only going to get better with Minshew. I think Downs, rest of the way, is going to be a really good ad. I like Hayden Hurst today against the Dolphins. They're going to be in catch-up mode. He is going to get a lot of catches just like Waller got last week. If I'm looking at some deep sleepers, okay, Tyquan Thornton has been activated for the Patriots, okay? They have nothing at wide receiver. This kid's a second-round pick. He is going to be a deep threat. Not many people have him in any leagues. This is a great spot to pick him up because I think he could have a really big night tonight. He is going to be active. He's going to play. He's going to take the top off the defense. Who else do we got? Brandon Powell, Minnesota. Okay. Yeah, Jordan Addison now steps into that number one role. Osborne's going to be the X. Osborne has done nothing this year to impress me. This kid, Powell, I think he's going to be sneaky. I think he's going to be a sneaky ad, and he could put up some decent numbers today. That's kind of like the main guys. A couple of guys I think you should pick up. Zach Charbonnet for the stretch run. I think today, coming off the bye, they're going to start giving this kid more and more reps. And then you're going to see it. And I think eventually it could even get into be a 50-50 split. That's what Carroll likes to do with his running backs. And this kid has it all.
Okay. I would actually, not that I am good with fantasy ads, but I would say that you have a decent chance of a Jalen Hyatt breakout game today. Just because of the quarterback. In preseason, they had a very good chemistry because that's who Tyrod was thrown to all the time. So if you have Hyatt and you have nobody else, I would take a flyer on him because if he catches one, it's going to be for a long-ass touchdown. That's just what it'll be.
Tyrod has always thrown one of the best deep balls in football.
Yep. I know.
That is true. That's absolutely true.
And this kid flies. So, all right.
And if I could add two names to that.
Go ahead.
Surprisingly, I think this is going to be a breakout game for Brandon Cooks. I think his matchup is great against the Chargers and the one that people are leaving off, Patriots tight end. I mean, the only way that they open up any offense is if they go through Henry. So Hunter Henry, I think, has a decent game today, or else the Patriots have no shot.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I'm going to throw in then Minshew. If you need a quarterback and you don't have one, Minshew might throw 2 touchdowns. He might get you, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. I could see that. Again, Anthony Richardson. Every time a quarterback comes into the league and they're like a run first type quarterback, I immediately say, he's going to get injured. They're going to get injured. They all do. And we always argue over, this guy's gigantic. He's not going to get hurt. This guy's so big. You keep putting yourself out there like that. Eventually, you get popped. That's what happens to quarterbacks run too much. It happens to running backs. So I don't understand why they think a quarterback can get away with it. But I digress. All right. So Pats, Falcons, Dolphins are the locks. There's an interesting 3-team long shot parlay of the Pats, the Bucks, and the Jets. Those are all underdogs. Those have all been talked about on this show as potential winners. That's a decent parlay right there. Also, I'm going to throw in the Colts that's about it as far as I would throw in far as long shots. You guys, Shawn, anything to say to wrap up?
I didn't poop my pants again this week. I want everyone to be happy for me.
It's a good thing.
Thank you. And I know, way to go, everybody. I did it. And don't forget about High Harvest, everybody. Fantastic company, fantastic products.
Yep.
Try them out.
Highharvest.net. Highharvest.net. I love them. Matt?
Go Dolphins. Go Dolphins. Dolphins.
Go Ray, anything to wrap up?
No, I mean, great day today. Weather looks great. Great day to watch football. Fall is kicking in. High gear. Yeah, I think we got some. We have some good picks today, and I think there's some good dogs. I think someone's going to hit a pretty good money line bet today.
Yeah, there's a lot of underdogs that could come through on this finally this week. Tonight we have at 7:05 Legit Paranormal. I forget who the guest is, but that's okay. You can go to legitpodcast.com to check that out. On all social media now, it's Legit Podcast, DOTCOM. Spell it out if you want to engage with us. That's a wrap. Let's see how we play out in this game. You know what it is? Matt and I got to sit through a day of football, and it's like I got to go to a wake tonight. You know, that's how I feel. Like I got to go to a wake at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night to watch the Giants play a team that stole our entire color scheme. Like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And you know what? I don't know if you guys like this, but when your team is getting beat, it feels like they're being bullied, and it feels like you're being bullied, and you just hate the team for it because it's like, if you had any pride at all. You see, Brother Ray shares this theory with me, and you guys probably don't. If I was on a team and we were getting beat like that, I might throw a cheap shot. That's when you're going to catch me throw a punch, or I'm going to blow someone's knee out just because of the aggravation of getting beat that badly. I don't think I could contain myself. Ray, don't you agree? Like, that's the time where, we're down 100 points. Let's take a cheap shot on the quarterback when he's not looking. Let's just lay some revenge. I'm not a bad guy, but I might consider it. And I know you would too. You just probably won't say it on live podcast. I've heard. By the way, Shawn, if you've ever heard someone listen to their team play, Brother Ray is when he's not home, when the family's surrounding him, especially when he used to live on his own. There was a time once when my wife said to me, "You gotta go check on your brother." And I was like, "What's the matter?" "Oh, he's swearing upstairs. He's smashing stuff. There's something really serious going on." And I'm like, "It's just the Dolphins." And she just could not understand how someone could act like that. Because he was saying every name you shouldn't say in the book. I don't want to say he offended people. He offended everyone. He didn't care what you were, who you were. He was going to offend you. It didn't matter. He was just making fun of everybody. He would yell stuff like, "I would take that guy off the field, take off his uniform, all the way down to his fucking jock strap, and I'd send him on his way. Right then and there, I'd cut him. Right then and there, I'd cut him." Right? That sounds kind of like you, right? Right? A little bit?
A little bit. I don't think I was that bad, though.
I remember his comedy act. Wasn't it Raymond Dice Clay that you were for a couple of years?
Oh. Listen. If you don't believe me, Ray, what type of doll did Mom buy you when you were in your 20s?
Yeah, she bought me a stress doll, and it had Nick number 85. I have it. I don't think it's anywher near me, but
it wasn't. You could rip the head off, the arms off, the legs, and they velcroed on
around the room. So that helped a lot. That probably saved a bunch of lives, to be honest with you.
So yeah, if your mom knows enough to buy you a doll that you can rip apart, I'm just saying.
And let me leave you with this thought from me. How come teams, their fans riot after they win? Like, I would think there'd be more riots when they were this, like the Patriots shouldn't have a riot right now. We shouldn't have something going on, but we don't have the balls, I guess.
No.
When are the paper bags going to come out, by the way? I was going to put a video online today to teach Patriot fans how to cut the holes out of paper bags. I think they need it now. Like they've never had it. They haven't had to do that in like 30 years.
By the way, there already was a bag spotted in a game.
What?
Yeah.
You know team was
Uh,
the Giants. The
Mm.
Giants fans had bags in their heads last week. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with this team right now. Like, I can't even. You know what? Football's become such an aggravation for me now with the Giants that, like, I got to watch it, but then I can't watch it because I'm telling you I'm going to sue them for emotional cruelty. And I think I got a
Yeah.
good case. That's all I got to say. So, for Mr. Never Left Who Just Left. 4, Captain Picard, the comedian Shawn. 4, Brother Ray. It's me, Mike Upper King, Mike Elders was a legit fantasy football brought to you by legitpodcast.com. We will see you again next Sunday. Your locks are Pats, Falcons.